the most impressive start.
Yeah.
We have seen really, really strong rounds from him. And as 60 said, during pracs, he's proved himself to himself. And now he just needs to do it on stage. So this game's actually so important. Unfortunately, it means either one of Liquid or Complexity will be eliminated. There are serious VRS implications that could take place for losing this game. So there's a lot of pressure, and I think in particular on Liquid.
Team Liquid that get upset by Heroic in a best of 3. A Complexity that, as you mentioned, off the back of Nyx, had a damn good showing against Eternal Fire. That's what set them up for this head-to-head, where Nyx would love to get into the engagement. Tim versus Norts on mid. No eyes over towards balcony, so nobody to hold that back for the time being. All good, though. They go pressing out into mid instead. Twist down in pit has a single teammate in NAF to work with, but they don't have the bomb, Mohan, and the last time I checked, pretty important.
But they could switch to Canadian now.
That's true.
Communication on points. And with the bomb red side up Boiler, it's actually a spot where... Oh, I see. It's on their side of mid. Well, we'll see if they can figure this situation out. They'll have to frag. Helzerk's got good timing. Nice frag from him.
So quiet there for the CTs, so NAF forced forward to try and deal with it. And just Halzerk racking them up early. 3 kills for him. And Twist now, element of surprise is gone. The moment he steps around that corner, the 2 other CTs look to get in. Arch player continues to serve up a problem for him. He hears him step back, goes all in. He's gotta hit that 16-second sweet spot, swings, and it's Halzerk, MVP of the pistol. Complexity to take the first.
It does show you they were playing that 3v2 situation perfectly with all their spots. Halzerk with the perfect hunt, and not many ways out here for Liquid once they execute out Halls, but then get stopped at mid. That was the most important part, obviously, for that bomb. So, yeah, great round for Complexity, and what we're trying to see here is actually, this isn't much of a rivalry. Like, every time Liquid play Complexity, it's not even double-digit losses. They that was with Elige 3 times last year. They're not getting many rounds in general. And now on paper, they have a team with much less experience. But Liquid with the Halls pop, perfect timing, no one in pit.
Very nice move. Ultimate gets taken down first. M4 to distance, smoked off, so using 0 utility to get into this bomb site. But a nice time flank from Nyx. Frag grenade to the pit player. You know, this is where we're going to see whether Complexity can bring the fundamentals forward. 5 versus through, man advantage, gun advantage. This should be all good. Yes, utility still a little bit for the T side, but now so much more for Complexity's retake. Bomb's ticking though. JKS and NAF, this is going to start to cause problems. Man advantage taken away, and you've got the Canadians in the bomb site with the CT still able to press in time. No kit. No kit.
No, they have to go away from this.
They've got to bail.
Oh, they took too long, and plus that smoke that landed on lane was so perfect. That makes it incredibly hard to scale. You got to jump over the truck, and then they don't clear pit properly. And timing swing from JKS is perfect. They're so sure that someone's still in mini, and they know they took one out in big already. So overall, well played call from the perspective of seeing like there's a no pit setup. So like the prep is perfect here for Liquid. And Complexity could have fragged their way out of this one.
Oh yeah, nice. Let's fucking go, boys.
They maybe should have been able to find a kit.
Honestly, rebuy's not horrific for Complexity. Double M4 still in hand. Gonna try to fight this with fire of their own. Quick swing down alt mid, JKS. Not given a duel. And obviously space taken up towards Banana as the defense doesn't get too frisky in this direction. Still pistols in sight with grenades. And with time bought by that mid fight. JT was rotating over, he hesitated. We'll see if the defenders can hang on. Just 5-7s. 6-8 peels back from Coffin, chucks the nade out. Opening smoke is JT. And effectively cutting off the other 2 players. But more utility for Liquid, obviously. Gonna give them a little more space to work, but losing ultimate. Dropped by the 5-7.
It's more important that he protected the smoke. Oh, if they push through, that's a mistake.
Double twists, turns. And Halzerk now tasked to clutch. A 3rd smoke goes down in front of the CTs who have rotated in.
JKS on full alert, but he is patrolling 2 angles. Bomb will get planted. Halzerk, he wants to push in, right? But
yeah, you'd love to.
You know what? He's giving himself more of a real chance to actually win this. Yes, he reveals his position right now. Is there a kit to find, or is he just pretending?
No. They didn't come through with one. Halsark going to try to get close and clear, but time is really against him. There's confirmation on one.
Pretending. I mean, he's not. Yeah, he should be.
Get out of here now.
Yeah, should just be actually saving at this point because he's going to get double swung. Yeah, that's kind of just a silly use of your time, you know. Especially rotating out to CT. Like, you have to go so far. And it feels like that's a moment where Halsark could actually try to go for it, but maybe there's a comm that tells him the gun's more important. But truly, you know, I think the push through the smoke was a better try than what we just saw.
Right, than waiting it out.
Unfortunately, yeah.
In the off chance somebody's not holding you, in the off chance you win the duel despite the disadvantage.
Yeah, sometimes this is like a pre-planned call. Sometimes this is an IGL comm. But if that's the case, we need more conviction. Just get out of there early.
Yep.
You know, don't die with the gun.
Huge nade damage on this 3-player mid push from the defense. As you'd anticipate, this one gets wrapped up real quick. Honestly, though, look at the health bars here, Mohan, of Team Liquid. The newly revised health bars. Give credit where it's due. Making quick changes, not only with the...
They added the mosaics.
Yes, mosaics. Yes, that's what we call them in French Canada.
Good shit. Alright.
It's help.
It's mosaic.
Mosaic.
You could stand and we can just get ready to block the to get 3 kills.
Binding of mosaic.
I heard it's actually quite the peaceful little hobby to do if you ever have a chance to play with some broken ceramic, Mohan. If you're feeling artsy one day.
It's a Japanese art of repair. It's called kintsugi. It's where they use gold to make pottery go back together, and they fill it with gold so that it's more valuable than the original item.
It's true. I remember a specific Boxer release maybe that had that theme.
Wow, you know your history.
Sixy turns back. Looked like timing was going to cost him. It's actually the MAC-10 that will. Good trade frag from Naf. Peel back from one half of this setup. CT's, you know, there was 2 players behind Sixy. Nyx decides to stick around, and good thing he does. Rewarded with the frag to twist. Won't escape, though, right? Comes with a cost.
Hall's plays have been coming up really important here for Liquid. Nafly. He's down to 1 health off that. Oh, that even him staying alive allows him to continue with the attack on A. So that's crazy important that he doesn't die, and crazy difficult here for Complexity especially. Halsark still very healthy in the pit, but right now blind on information, falling back out of bracket. Liquid have the perfect attack.
Creeping around. Halsark laying low. B defense has given up on this one, right? It's got to be Halsark, or it's got to go, and popped.
They cleared everything else. They were just waiting. They just wanted to know.
Really nicely done from Ultimate. His first kill of the map. Ultimate, back in Poland, by the way. Roland in Poland. And that is obviously a hell of a reason
for you
to get into the Kato playoffs. That's what he'll be hunting for, no doubt. You know, it wasn't long ago we had that miraculous Ents Polish run.
Pasha can bike here way faster now.
It's true. It wouldn't take him long at all. So we'll see if his game gets online. First one found. And the 2 M4s to be saved here by Complexity.
It would be interesting to find out how much it matters to him. You know?
Oh, yeah,
like it would to anybody.
Right.
But, you know, you don't really get a lot out of Roland. Cheeky smile every once in a while.
Quite the reserved guy. We hear all the stories that he's one of the funniest dudes on Liquid. That's what everybody says.
He is funny.
Got to take his word for it. Their words for it.
All their words.
Could have been a much worse situation there for Sixy, but has to also be noted, all that damage makes the MAC-10 trade frag easy. And you mentioned it too, man. Nafly staying alive. 1 point of health makes a world of difference for that slow play.
Yeah, they keep halls cleared. They walk arch. It's not really possible without that play. Without that spray just being a little unlucky. 99, it's a little unlucky. Can we say that?
Yeah, sure. This is a fun day. You said, you know, the rivalry between Complexity and Liquid in the past has just been so lopsided in terms of results, but I do think this is, if we want to stoke those embers, Launders.
Yeah, go for it.
If you're a North American player, hold on.
Exactly. Good job. Good job. Rush, that is a world-class call you're doing in that 3-3. Just saying that it should walk through the smoke. Insane call, brother. Thank you.
That's some great.
We're going to put that one on the fridge, Russell.
Great reinforcement, yeah. Got a sticker star right on your forehead for that one. But it was a good call.
There's finding one on smoke. Ooh, Nyx is starting this game well. It'd be nice to see him tap back into the potential he showed us versus Eternal Fire on Train. He had a huge responsibility as the solo B anchor on defense and did a great job. Definitely turned my head. Earned some attention with that one. Right now he sits in pit on 2 HP. Movements here from Complexity to get ahead of this A commitment, if the commitment's to be made. Plenty of time, though, for Liquid to have other ideas, and it's all about dodging the guns. So with that MP9 once in boiler, you know, JT's M4 is still out here somewhere, but yet to show itself on the field. You got the coach's praise in the last call, Twists. Do you step forth into this stack? Because we see this little bit of movement from Nertz at B, but with his HP...
Then they win. It's going to be world-class fragging, guys.
Yeah?
Oh, they figured it out.
Nice.
It's a little bit too quiet on B.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah.
Still with time to commit to it. Nertz can fly in.
The one guaranteed information was Nafly. He did see someone on Arch. They didn't reveal themselves again. It's a question of if they were playing solo, would they be playing from there?
Right. Yep. Oh, chance to grab an AK, perhaps. Naf has not got the better of this timing.
You were making a point I wanted to hear. You wanted to stoke the embers a little bit about the one-sided head-to-head between Liquid and Complexity?
Well, not just the one-sidedness of it, but more so if you're a 60 and you're Nyx and you've been floating around in North America waiting for an opportunity to play Counter-Strike on the world stage, historically, that opportunity comes from organizations like Team Liquid. You know, but Liquid have been international now and have given chances to guys like Patsy, Yakindar, Rainwaker. You know, those at any moment could have been a potential North American player instead. And I think if you're 60 and if you're Nerds, it is kind of fun that now that Complexity's been the org to go all American, for the most part, you get a chance to take down Liquid a peg and maybe make those matches closer, you know? It's, again, one of those things that they themselves haven't said is important, but if we tell that story, we can make the public believe.
Yeah, we could gaslight them with public pressure into believing that that matters. Yeah, not totally American, but they're the team with the most Americans here, obviously, with 3. Yeah, Liquid literally don't even have 1.
Times change, man. Times change.
All the top 20 players in Canada, man.
Nerds. Gotcha. Grim tries to hide in the corner. Non-existent start so far from Grim. 0 kills, 5 deaths, 7 rounds in. Keeping the pressure up on this B site despite Bomb still floating back on T-ramp. Twists feeling like he got something going, but we got in-game leader on in-game leader violence. JT double kill through that smoke. Nicely done.
Clean.
He will find a third, and this B site, as far as he is concerned, is closed.
This is still an out, though. That Nafly is at the end of the halls. They have to be extremely careful about these lurks. And I think Nafly, he's been really careful, like, in terms of the times he's come out. Oh, there we go. Gets spotted. That was the only chance, really, here. JKS has his work cut out for him. He's going to pick apart a site where there's a 2-2 split. Maybe it starts with this boiler frag, but he's not worried about it.
Yep. Keeps it moving and finds himself another frag. So well done, JT. He had a teammate there to help him out with flashes and whatnot, but that was all JT shooting. Rootin' tootin' South of African shooting.
Yeah, an excellent rifle 3K. And we saw JT was fantastic as an entry player on Anubis versus Eternal Fire. He's been putting up some pretty strong moments to start the year off as an IGL.
Yeah, we put him on the list of in-game leaders that look better in CS2 than CSGO in its dying days. Ooh, ultimate. That's nasty. Hulzerk from top middle gets peeled off. This is a need to be godlike moment for 60 at this point. Bullets whizzing by him. Lose the apartment player, the top mid player, the banana player, and he will die empty-handed. So clean sweep of the CTs with 5 up for
That's
Liquid,
crazy.
6-2, and any steam that they thought they were building off of that clean JTB hold is gone.
They made that look like a force buy rush as a full buy, total domination in the default here. All 5 fronts from Liquid at a moment where they weren't really starving for a win. You know, I think unfortunately with Grim, you know, he hasn't taken over from the games we've seen.
No.
You know, I think Nyx has been really impressive, and we talked about some of the new stories. Hellzerk's been a little up and down, but Grim's not like... I thought we were going to get Triumph Grim.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah. That Alicia's departure could just unleash Grim again.
Yeah, and maybe we still will, but they're going to be looking to him, man. He's big bro on this team. Like, it's funny because, you know, Woxic had this interview where he said, all my teams, I was the youngest player. Now they're calling me Big Brother. And that's sort of like Grim now.
Hellzerk one and done. I don't know about Nyx. The numbers are being drawn in. Oh, Naf, double kill. And 60 unable to finish him, so no trade frags. Nade won't find its mark. Naf disengaging here. They want to rotate over towards B instead. Clean call from Liquid by the looks of it if they follow through. You can see that B site being evacuated while there is a simultaneous clearing of it from Nertz. Nertz hanging onto that smoke grenade as well, so watch him drop that on CT Cross. But because he doesn't, he allowed the CTs to come back in, but he wins the duel straight up. Now, Grim's got a chance to go God mode. 40 HP, pack of players pushing at him. There's enough time to leave if they want to, but they'd be going back into a blind sight. So let that third member join up, and then it'll only be 40 HP for Grim to hold them back.
I mean, we've got to have some more rotations complexity. Like, at some point, you've got to gamble because...
It's 20 seconds. You're still in library.
You can't be like, you know, 1-1 on a 2v4. You can't be 1v3 on one side. You can't spend the whole round hoping that one guy holds. You have to... It's not even... The whole point is that if you're 2v3, you're 2v4, it's not even really a risk to leave an open site. Because always the benefit is you get to save the guns you don't retake with. But they're losing so many guns just trying to hold 1-1. And either you gotta rotate to gamble, or if you don't have the players to re-clear things or the nades to re-clear things, or you've got to go get info back if you do have those resources. But when you don't have those two options, you just end up dying. Obviously, Liquid are going to be very good at isolating you and making those fights extremely difficult to multi-frag.
Felt like that round as well. They even got the better of a rotate, you know?
Yeah.
Even though it was still understaffed, when we see Nerds get smoked off and have to climb up onto the oranges.
Like, I would say the two most punishing maps for rotations are Nuke and Inferno. And that's where, like, most of your skill points need to go into if you're on CT side. If you're on the wrong site or you're too far in one direction on Speedway, it feels like years before you can go and help your teammates out. So making sure you have the information to make those moves is everything.
Hellzerk forced back. Ultimate takes up the angle, and Grim comes into it with the flashbang. So 5v4 complexity. And Ultimate, who is going hunting towards Banana, gets nothing as a response just yet. Complexity have been content with making these opening moves. Nyx making the most of this position. Not the first nor second time we've seen him hanging on up there. 60. Peeks into Boiler and gets popped. Still a 4v3 nonetheless, but it's got this A defense kerneled and a single B defender. You know, how difficult of a call would it be for Twist to grab bomb and head that direction?
Oh my god, 3 defaults. Oh man, it's such a tough place to stand now. That used to be a good box back in the day.
Looking a little flimsy. It's just the perfect amount of pressure for Nafly to offer up.
You want to see them continue from this point. They have bracket. You've got one teammate on the other side of the map. We've seen Liquid consistently find the weaker side. So 2 rotations come through, but do it with conviction, guys.
Util down for the T side.
Are they coming in with anything? Yes, they can block. Use the flash. Yeah.
Flash into the back site. Grim still hanging on to Emo. Naf climbing up, gets caught in transition. Grim, clean double. Magazine goes empty, fine. You've got CTs pressing in, careful now. Woo, ultimate against the wall.
I mean, that
Takes a
was great.
swing at it, but that is Team Liquid rotating into a site that holds.
Yeah, and the rotators who came in had the perfect utility. They were on time, and they moved with conviction. There was 2 of them. It wasn't one just to check it out. They weren't splitting the difference on both sites. So all the problems of the earlier rounds in the half totally solved in that moment. They'll get another chance to buy. It's still going to be a little expensive for Complexity, but it looks like they're going to have like full utility along with all their good guns. No MP9s coming into this one. Still a recoverable half here for Complexity. 5 rounds possible.
Grim definitely stepping up in this one. You know, we're just kind of sat here saying Big Bro's got to do something.
I mean, Liquid's playing extremely defaulty, right? I mean, we're not getting any set strats for the most part. They're looking for late round situations, 3v3s. I think that's where they know they've got the better players who can take more individual liberties and beat out Complexity, and it's truly worked. It's been a smart game plan.
Switching it up in round 11 with a double op setup off Grim. We're going to get Halzerk going in first. Now, once he's got this angle, Nyx can lock in, and if you're patient, you're going to get rewarded. Assuming the shot lands, JKS coming up. Oh, he snaps into Nyx, and then Sixie's here to help. Good thing, because that Opper was looking awkward. Nerds putting some B pressure on in the meantime. Is it a fast recovery and a rotation up Banana?
I mean, this is great because they have mid vision as well, so Liquid are going to move into something very quick here.
Yep.
Halzerk can make this scary for them. Nate goes a little too far. And the sprays, oh, it's not great.
Nerds now able to establish himself top box. Halzerk letting him know he is right here on that smoke. And in a moment, he'll be supported by Sixie, the player that kept him alive. Fast call from Twists to get this bomb down into the B site. JT unable to get the multi-frag we'd seen previously. Twists pinned into the corner, and you could see Sixie trying to come up and clear it.
This.
They've given him the chance.
Oh,
nice headshot
beautiful.
from Sixie. Nertz turns back. Now Halzerk crossing over, swaps guns, loses the duel, gets a little bit of damage in on Nertz, and it's Sixie to go back to grab a kit. Now that he has that, he could try to apply pressure with an attempted defuse. Nertz spying into it, keeps his shots clean, right between the eyes. And Nertz is keeping this pressure up with a clutch for Team Liquid.
Yeah, see, sprays like that are what JT needed to do at quad. Even though JT got his kill, he took just long enough that he was an instant trade. And the next teammate that was closest was actually quite far away. There was a chance he could get the kill, dip back into quad, and delay for longer. Complexity still almost win this round, but it's all about how Nertz plays this 1v2 straight up. That spray's perfect. This one's even better. I mean, it's just a test burst.
Freaking lasers.
That's what Nafly said before the game started. He's like, we've got the better players. I think we should be able to win the game on that premise. Based on their recent head-to-head and, you know, the novelty of some of the performances from Complexity have been very intriguing, but Liquid should definitely have the expectations to edge out more situations like that.
It's a prime example of it right there. Ooh, JKS caught, checking out utility. Winnable round here for Colt to just get a fourth. Twist. There's that individual level, that disrespect.
Yeah, it's brutal when you could just jump through a smoke at someone and win.
Just steamrolls through JT. Bomb's gonna be scooped up, so makes sense to go for further control. We see this press out from Church. Sixie didn't half-ass clear that pit last time, but as he approaches, it's just this nice off angle from Twist, not quite tucked in a corner like he was caught one round ago. And he's going to take a slightly wider angle as Nyx approaches, trying to figure out where he is. Damn, Twist.
Right.
Okay. Okay. We see you. Team Liquid up 8-4.
9-3.
Naf believes Liquid have better players. Good enough to get the better of complexity, at least. And I think that we get a real example of that throughout this half. Nertz on this constant B pressure, twists to end with an ace, decides to take things into his own hands. And, you know, see a little visual frustration from JKS, but he can afford it with the rest of his pieces going off. He did get caught with a couple grenades. You know, he's not the one soaking up frags at the moment, but that Nertz, Twists, Naf trio, most certainly enough to lead us into the second half of Inferno 9-3.
I think the game plan was just simple enough to really let their individual shine, and that's why we saw those defaults work out so well. Naf did a great job in halls, Twist obviously individually, and Nertz 1v2 on the last round, pistol impact now.
Naf into the corner. Slower approach, Twist is here to help. Couple Canadians on Banana. Tough job to get in on this, and the line has been drawn. No Banana control, no second pistol, and a waning chance to keep it competitive here. 10-3, Team Liquid.
Yeah, maybe they can become our second state, Connor.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Make them a province. How about that?
We're taking Michigan first, Moses.
Grand Rapids, more like Grand Ontario.
I got you. I saw you reloading. Why I'm picking? I know it's antenna flashball. I know.
That's good. Keep yourself on your toes. Why am I
Suffering from
peeking?
success.
We have all asked ourselves that question. It's just nice to see a pro still do it. Why am I peeking? Quick pop here. Forced by attempt, trying to rattle Team Liquid. If they can bust through with Tech 9s, then maybe it's game on.
Not too shabby. Are they going to run through the motor smoke? Yes.
Yeah,
Twist by
disrespect.
timing.
Twist throwing himself, thrust into the site, dealing a good amount of damage, but Naf goes down with nothing, and Nertz, time to clutch. 1 versus 3 here, low HP on all 3 members of Complexity, so you wait the smoke out, and you go.
I think he knows.
Another one.
He knows they're low. The fresh smoke makes this a lot harder. Kit would be on the way. But the longer you go without attempting it, the more you forget about how low people are. And obviously, Complexity feel like there's pretty much no way back into this round. I wonder if Nertz tries to cut him off in halls. No, just one off in lane. That's one save down, important.
Oy!
What a shot, Halzerk, and honestly, what a round. Some excellent trades coming in from him.
Certainly felt like a must-need moment for Complexity to throw a spanner in the works. Neither pistol converted here on Inferno.
Yeah, I think Liquid come into Inferno and they're just like, brand new team. We have to give them respect, but let's see if we can still beat them like we used to. You know, it's still JT calling. It's still the core of the roster. That should make sense to them. And I think in their eyes, obviously, like it's them without a liege. Like you'd think that version would be harder, especially. And they were so comfortable in every matchup versus that roster.
Full save here for Liquid, so looking to get back in the following in your little bracket setup. It's real cute, nice little dainty 5 USP setup. You get nothing for it. That's not going to be enough to put Complexity down.
Yeah, right about the halls play. I'm trying to figure out, sometimes we see Liquid T side that's like, it's like definitely could be better. And I think it's very fair to say that at this point, this roster, with Nertz on the team, he's been such an amazing upgrade, I think. We can say that. It's definitely not perfect in terms of, how he's replacing Yakinder, maybe role-wise on this team. Is definitely going through some stuff. Twist even said before the game started, we've changed a fair few things, even before the last game and now. Oh, okay, that's a nice find. Bomb's still back on steps. I'll have to go send someone to grab that.
Yeah, that is actually, I love this highlight here. Highlighting all that smoke grenade pile, but your solo B defender dies before any of it can get thrown. Clearly, being the one guy there, dying's not the plan. Obviously, it never is. But luckily, those smoke grenades can be saved. All right, man, I'm going to need you to play solo B and just smoke this 5 times. Dies.
It's a thing.
It wasn't even near the nades. It's just...
Yeah.
Halzerk unravels the plan before it can ever be put in place.
If they made a chain of smokes, they might be able to make it to the bomb unspotted.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a retake idea.
Yeah.
Smoke to the bomb and defuse inside of it. Yeah, you'd think they would have bought a kit if that was the strategy, Launders.
Be way less exciting when it comes down to the wire.
Oh, you've got a point. They will never see the 10-second defuse coming.
Terrorists win.
And Nick's going to slide down into the pit to keep his MP9.
For some, it's an M4. No doubt.
Yeah, it's looking like it. All right. That was 5 USPs the round before. There was just 1 MP9 and a couple smoke grenades. Liquid have done a real write-off of 2 rounds to come into the next one.
For me, it definitely is usually the T-sides where I'm like, how good are Liquid going to play today? Even though it's not always the case that they have bad T-sides, but just in general, I feel like that's where I'm least confident in them in their really important games. And today we saw a very strong T-side. I'm still expecting this to be very low odds at Complexity to make the comeback, but that will have to be on JT to prove us wrong here.
Oh, timing. JKS, it's very awkward, but he's got ultimate to help him, and that's just enough help for JKS to recover. If you were to tell me while climbing up how awkward that looked, he was going to be the dude to get the double kill, wouldn't have believed it. But a nice saving shot offered over by Ultimate. Halzerk going to go into the mid-peak. 2 CTs right there. You are boxed in, Complexity. They can sense it, but yeah, they let their guard down thinking players further back. Naf setting up Nerts to slide in unexpected.
That's kind of a weird finish to this round, because actually if Grim gets his kill in Halls, it's so different. Like, it's a bomb plant retake guaranteed plus a kill. And I just feel like Grim's form is just not there right now, man. Like, look how long this first frag takes, and then the spin around, and he's just burning bullets. You know, he ends up dying to a USP switch afterwards. It's something we watch from JKS's perspective, but like we know how good Grim can be in those moments. His 180 flick sprays are fantastic, so really could have saved the day there. No Grimferno today.
So maybe a shorter road for Complexity. First gun rounds, and it makes a hell of a difference. Liquid gonna start pelting this banana setup with util. That's Halzerk and JT, now less than half health. And Ultimate's op is looking to get roaring. Smoke down arch side. Where are you going, Sixy? Where are you going? Gonna walk through that? Wow, they walk through unannounced. Twist doesn't see it. Oh, he comes back. Ultimate's missed shot gives them a bit more of a chance to close this distance, missing twice. And then the wide swing out from JT. Porch is pushed.
All right.
Balcony taken over. Complexity squeezing into an A site and looking good while doing it.
Yeah, they crushed this one. They had a very good cohesion on the attack. There were obviously some shots getting missed, but that went both ways. But look how many players are left here for Complexity. It's overall extremely successful. So they stave off match point. Another A hit that works out, or another A hit that, you know, mirrors one that could have worked out. There's a Naf. We'll save.
I thought pushing through that arch smoke was going to cost them, but they got just the right timing on twists.
Sixy could smell the winery.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
A sommelier.
Yeah. Mosaic.
Did I say that wrong too?
I mean, sommelier, but you probably say it. Right.
Sommelier.
Sommelier later.
That was a battle of the broken ops there for a second. Halzerk and Ultimate dueling, but no dying. JT swinging in to just get the ball rolling up into the bomb site.
Do we have lore on the Liquid crest on their jerseys?
No, it's like a lion. These new Liquid polos.
Should be a horse though, right?
You'd think. I mean, maybe it is a horse. I haven't gotten too close to the Liquid boys yet. Hold on, we may have a recovery on our hands.
Maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible. you know, the JT TC combo T side execs. I think something that's nice to see about this T side is the execs, whereas again, Liquid were very good at running that default and winning a lot of individual duels just to make those late round situations happen. I think the game plan was perfect, but Complexity are definitely going to bring a different brand. Wow.
Shots
That
from
was,
Halzerg.
that was one to punish for sure.
Yep. Could have been the freebie. Could have been the opening. Instead,
Ay-ya.
3 dead. The 2 M4s out here on the field floating around for that banana contact, and Complexity give Liquid exactly what they were looking for. Nyx is going to try to recover this. It's the 2 new players of Complexity attempting to get back in a 2v5, but obviously Twist is... Oh,
What?
He just looks the wrong way. He was waiting for that bomb carrier to come join him. I mean, this would be a huge recovery and a great chance for 60 and Nyx to show us what they're made of.
I mean, that's excellent from Nyx, you know, to make sure that he clears lane. And Twist is thinking, like, I can't really approach pit safely right now. This push as well from Nyx, man. Pure impact.
Dives back into the site. They have made an equaled position. Nyx looks for the next one. Library about to be attacked. Whoa, nearly looking away at the worst possible time. And still he's got that support back behind him on the balcony. This would be Nyx on for an ace. And he's not going to get it because they're going to walk away.
Leave. He wins that round. That's amazing. And
2v5.
You could look at that and from Twist's perspective thinks, why don't you just go kill him? But he's actually thinking about lane the whole time. He just doesn't expose himself to it, right? If he wanted to clear it out, he could have peeked off the top of the balcony. But he knew when he dropped in a pit, he had to be safe about the approach. But he was smart enough not just to say, I'm going to hold on to Arch, right? He could have been staying in mini, watching for Arch rotators, and instead jumped up and made sure to complete his mission, which was actually to clear out lane and halls and pit. This is really great from Nyx. And again, it follows a match versus Eternal Fire where he actually almost carries hard enough to win the entire game for Complexity. We're seeing some very, very impactful moments from him at this tournament.
I think
Justin, you are a
should
double
say-
champion of this event,
Yeah.
okay? You need to pull out of it, okay? Let's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
go.
fine.
You need to
I'm doing like what we do in practice.
be in their fucking face, okay? Let's go.
Not many can say that. Double champ of IEM Kato.
Mither wanted him up in their faces. He makes contact versus the AWP, dropped down to 39 health. 2 players wounded here. Complexity, they have caused a bit of blood to circle in the water. Oh, and he tries again for a good bout of timing. Oh, not ideal. Still, though, ultimate could be a sitting duck. Pops up, hits JT. Well, Nyx is causing distractions over on this A site. We do get Naf trying to peel away. JKS up into the apartments. He's working with low health, but he goes for the flash, just trying to gather info. Has Nyx left? Should we move a third piece over to B?
Man, this is nothing. Liquid have, you know, no map control here. Like,
Ultimate, 44 HP. Naf here to help him. Missed shot from the offers. And Naf, oh, comes through smoke. Triple kill denial. Halzerg wrapping around the bomb site. Player behind him. Naf is on the hunt. He knows something's up. But Halzerg's done a good job of getting back around. And it looks like Ultimate's not going to consider this. Oh boy. Opper's up close. He'll take the money. Problem is, he's got to go back over into the little pit and grab that bomb. Naf into the peak.
Okay.
Now Halzerg's hitting shots.
now it's not funny, but there's still only 8 seconds.
Yeah, that bomb plant's going to be deadly. Nertz able to keep that pressure up. Huge triple kill from Keith to put Liquid on 12.
I feel terrible for Complexity because the staging was actually perfect. There was the Halzerker. They have top banana control. They have 2 players on B. They throw the right smokes for the fact that Ultimate's opping. He even misses his first shot, but Nafly decides to run through the smoke after taking out the first kill. And this is with no flash as well. Fair play, they're up rounds and everything like that, but I mean, Complexity could have been watching that and stopped him, that's for sure.
Ultimate, first blood.
This one's a little easier.
Complexity still bomb back at spawn, so just fighting for banana control first. Got a couple moments of glory here for Nyx. Complexity able to push this game into a more respectable scoreline, but 4 map points and a 4v5. Nyx was the key to unlocking this A site in a previous round, and he will snap the headshot onto Twists. But the runway getting shorter on Inferno at least. Ultimate leans back, comfortable angle, until the smoke of his teammate gives him no vision, so he has to go around the side of it, and in doing so, clips JT's wings. Naf gets active, knows the player's climbed up into the opper. Grim's gonna finish that, but this orange sneak is just really smooth from Nafly, putting a ribbon on the end of Inferno. It's a valiant effort, made possible by that 2v5 of Nyx and Sixy, and it's another good highlight moment for Nyx. But unfortunately, Naf was right. Team Liquid, the better players. Simply too many moments where they stepped up to a different degree to secure Inferno, and map 1 in this elimination best ended 2024 with. So get back into that. That's what the expectations are. You bring in Nerds, the promise is good, and the individual level certainly strong. We saw Naf put a quick end to Complexity back on map 1. Couple 3Ks sprinkled in here and there between him and Nerds and Twists. An ace from Twists, in fact. Complexity were playing catch-up for most of that map.
We're looking at a first go here for Complexity with this lineup on Ancients. Not a first go for Liquid, however.
Naf not able to hang on to the ramp. Ultimate got smoked off, so he's not helping. And we have a strong-looking post-plant for Complexity. Or at least we did. With that flank frag coming out from Twist, it reopens the threat of ramp, and I think that's why the T's push out. And as they do, they nearly die. Luckily for Nyx, he's got Grim. And unfortunately for them, Twist has got the bomb.
Is this going to work?
Sticking this thing with no kit. The cover from Cave kind of, costs him. It was a 10-second defuse, very ambitious. And so he'll get back on it to try to fluster them, but from this point, it is a pistol round win, Complexity.
There we go. Good start, Complexity. Nice attack, and even though some of the shots here were good for Liquid, they kept up every step of the way. I'm just very invested now in Nyx in seeing how consistent he can be across some of these games, and I'm very happy to see, that mid-round moment on Inferno where it showed not just his ability to frag, but his ability to make sure he's doing his, taking care of all his responsibilities, understanding how the rest of the map looks when he makes a play, and then also fragging in those moments. Like, we're not getting any shaky sprays from him, just period, so he's definitely been a standout.
It's really nice to see him have that X factor, like you said, keeping his responsibilities in that 2 versus 5 is made possible because 3 players died banana, and he didn't let off the possibility of still winning it. Cracked it open and allowed Complexity to flood forward with it, like they are right now in B. No resistance to be offered by Liquid. Twist dying first of this round. You can save your Kevlar, you can save your pistols. You're not stopping Cole from converting this one either.
We'll have to see if we get the same game inside of middle that we were seeing with basically everyone right now.
Yeah.
Of the run boosts into the counter flashes into the... It's a really messy battle, and that's just not something that's going to be forever on this map. It's just the current meta. But we don't know if Complexity or Liquid are going to want to play those games.
Always fun when we get to see one of these evolutions in a map after some time,
Yeah.
Third newest map in the pool for now. And still things change.
Yeah, some evolutions are a little messy. Then you find, you get some kind of defensive or offensive revolution in the meta, and then, the T's or CTs pull back. They come back with something else, and right now it's sort of a messy phase, I would say.
But it feels like if it gets fine-tuned, we get all these clean run boosts, the better people get at it, the flash timings, how many volleys of flashbangs we've had.
That's why I think it's messy, because I think relying on dodging flash timings is always going to be messy.
JKS almost lining up a double frag. Nerds swinging to try to keep that edge, but it's a 6-y double. You love to see that. Taking over cave control for Complexity in an attempt to get through the lesser weapons. That's one thing to allow the MP9 to get a kill, but they grab weapons off of it. If you lose a portion of the map, that's not the case here. Complexity still in pretty much full control of all of this B site. An attempt down from Ultimate and Nafly is deterred, and that'll be the 3-0 start T side for Complexity.
Excellently done. I'm excited about this next round. Now, let's just say, like, we can even see that people are pre-flashing mid just for the run boost.
Right, yeah.
So if you can't either out of spawn, how annoying is that?
Dude.
Yeah.
That's when the movement gods are going to be rewarded.
Yeah.
You know? It's like magicians that
not
practice
bubble.
their art. Yeah. Poor guy. It's like magicians that do blindfolded acts. That's what being a mid player on Ancient is going to start to look
Yeah,
like.
really. Gotta have a sixth sense for it. But for now, it's a standard bout here for Liquid. But it's also not anyone sneaking out for Complexity. Instead, it's going to be an A play, delayed. And Nyx is somehow here at the mouth of Cave, looking into mid. This is actually a very strong position for Complexity, I want to say. We'll see about Nertz and his timing.
Donut player tries to bring it back, puts a smoke up. Clean one
God.
from Twists.
No molly back default and Twists push.
Yeah.
Also,
Love
that smoke is makes it so awkward. I really like that from Nertz.
This CT smoke right here in front of Sign?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you could throw it every time, but also you don't get much time to throw smokes like that. So he had to really preempt it to also be able to take the duel. That's something that'd be a nice adjustment for players who are like, oh, I'm late to signpost. I don't have the best angle for these fights anymore.
Oh. 60 ain't going down alone, trying to bring more with him. That'll be majority of live Team Liquid as they establish the first round. I think it's the conviction and the response of that. For me, it looked like there was timing for Complexity to get through sight. The way Twist runs out back box and, like you said, fast smoke out of Nertz, knew what the game plan was in response to that attack.
So Twist goes through this because he doesn't hear a molly. And then he knows that Nertz is going to swing with him. So it's like fine timing. It gets a little bit screamy when you see people doing that a lot, but with how poofy that smoke is, it's connected to the back of default. So in some cases, some ways it's safe if you know they're all coming out through A main.
Ooh.
All right, here we go.
Twist, not enough momentum behind the jump. 60 finds a pocket of safety behind with vision on Cubby,
Yeah,
but missed Molotov, so they'll still be a little nervous about it.
Yeah, look at the damage that Liquid took off this start.
It's a good way to flush him out of mid.
It's a great look here for Complexity to kick this off. But again, even on Inferno, we saw lots of good starts. The right map control, getting up to the site. But the problem was like the individual, like it was Nafly pushing through a smoke on Banana. Or in this last round, it's Twist pushing through a smoke and then getting two kills out of it.
Yeah.
That's going to keep happening.
These aren't one and done Andys. Double down Darryls.
Big bet Bailey's.
What is that? This is a well-timed climb up that could compromise the back line. Grim's gonna get active. No, he doesn't. Grim doesn't go back to clear elbow. Oh, you're gonna need the site players to hang on. The flank comes around. Nyx back turn to him. Bomb planter, all that's left here. JT hoping Grim can come recover. Because he has given so much time for the lane players to push down, at least he reopens it.
He started running so early.
He's out.
I don't like this because you can see that, well, Nertz can come to middle and he just barely misses this.
Yeah, I see where that could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Luckily for them, Grim's able to get up on an angle. So he clears out the back line to give JT an evacuation route. If not for Grim, no evacuation. If not for Grim, Cave could have just gone well. Nertz peeks out from Brokey, finds JT in the bomb site, and Grim sits back on Donut. Now we've got that player walking out from the spawn already. Molotov on his feet. Trying to cause a ruckus here. Grim working with a very minimal angle, and so the retake comes out for Team Liquid, and they'll convert.
And not ready even for Nertz. They even kind of knew that he was up there at mid, right? And then rotated over, and he walked all the way through Temple. So, I mean, Nertz does nothing wrong. He barely misses a timing coming to mid, but he's also he's got there with so much time to spare because he heard JT running so early from Cave. That's like really a moment where you know the players are in B. You've got a lead. You know, that guy can start heading over to the other side, maybe even push into CT or something, take the early fight on Nertz, and then you start running. But think that the timing was a little bit mismanaged. Maybe just not maximized there for complexity, but this results in a Liquid win and another very strong mid-round moment.
Ooh, you hear that?
That sounds awesome. Just an ASMR channel, I would watch that. With some tea.
Flash.
Go flash.
Flash.
Flash rise.
Nice
Should
one,
be
nice.
donut, should be donut.
Should be donut, should be donut. You have 2 mollies, guys. You have good molly and CT molly.
I'm on
Keep
right
on
side.
guy.
He's there. Left side should
I'm
be.
out of left side deep.
Red side behind the
Stuck on
molly.
He's right there.
Nice, good job.
Let's go.
Nice
Nice,
flash,
nice,
squeeze.
nice.
Where did that guy come from? He was mid?
He came from mid, bro.
Oh, what the fuck? He's
Yep, exactly. Honestly, I understand their confusion because Grim playing elbow, 2 players climbed up. Grim was on the corner of elbow, never actually stepped in to clear it. You could see him going to clear elbow, and then he got kind of nervous, turned back towards A main, and in that moment, 2 CTs climbed up and retook from cave. You can see them catch Complexity's cave players off guard. That's why they're so confused that Grim then climbs up the boxes. Why would he be climbing up these boxes if he didn't kill us 30 seconds ago? Luckily for them, the retake works out.
Reliving the good trades here on the A attack, but as Twist pointed out in the comms, we have the good molly, and they had 2, so they could even molly the left side and cover that plan perfectly.
Oh, that's hefty damage
help
off
these
the utility.
MP9s.
And that's going to soften them up so that Complexity will suddenly lose that lead by the looks of things. Halzerk, bring one with you, and it's a silver lining. Get completely swept up, and it's a sign of what Team Liquid are going to start throwing your way. Confidence building, score tied, and the money flowing for the defense. Trying to keep this head-to-head between organizations as lopsided as it has been throughout 2024.
I mean, based on Inferno, what we've seen so far, I would, I'd love to see how this matchup evolves, because Complexity already look like they have a strong enough game plan to go head-to-head with Liquid, but the players aren't comfortable enough, their mid-rounds aren't ironed out enough, and that's just a matter of experience.
Nerds versus 2 is about to unfold here. They're not working with any flashes, so we'll see what Nerds' aim's looking like. First one, easy. Good trade frag from Halzerk to disengage. Bomb spotted and a bit of donut pressure to be applied. If not for this smoke grenade, Twist cools them off. But it's no mid control, it's A main compromised, and a totally evacuated B bomb site.
They,
Do they play out
they
mid?
should be aware that Liquid are going to come re-clear mid, right? They should be aware of this.
Grim seems to be.
Because they block donut, it's really shallow, they have no A main control.
Counter-terrorists have to make a move. We're seeing that unfold right here, right now. Sixy able to catch another one, but he's losing teammates all around him, and he looks to disengage. That's bomb dropped over towards elbow.
Nice.
He's going to draw them out from red room, and eventually this will open up the flank from Nyx, but it's still so far out. Naf goes deep. Can he read that the flank is a threat? No, he turns, and as he does, Nyx strikes.
That was a hard position to catch him in, and while it's, in my opinion, actually not the way to set up perfectly for the mid re-clear from Liquid, they still have some good individual plays, which is such a key for this roster to prove they can do. And Sixy is the one to get 2 kills in the spot. So, yeah, after a main control's taken and you see that Twist is in defense mode on the A side and they can't get Donut back, like, you know they're going to squeeze for something else. And the closest thing is mid.
1 by 1!
Okay. He could be the new... Well, he could be their Lake.
Their Lake, their Hexed. Whoever you need him to be. Ooh, but back to reality.
What a spray, man.
The floor falls out from beneath them. Complexity. It's all on Nyx now. Crushing play out middle. That's just great support. I mean, look at those X's stacked up on elbow in the mini-map.
You see, like, I want to, like, watch Nafly spray back, because his aim is, like, halfway through the floor, and he knows, I think he's just picking up after his last spray, and it's just perfect.
It'll be a sad day for North American Counter-Strike once Naf has had enough.
He's so sustainable, though, isn't he?
Yes.
I think he goes with the flow every day.
He could maybe do this forever.
I think he could.
Some say he's been doing this forever.
Has been playing for a long time.
Since before Counter-Strike started.
No. I was watching CS the day he started. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. People used to think he cheated,
Really?
as with all good pros.
Classic. I thought it was really funny when Min Lee, creator of Counter-Strike, came out onto the HLTV award stage and said that in his speech, where he mentioned the countless players that I've seen it be accused of cheats. Some things never change. Pace of this round, Will. An attack out from A main with Tech 9.
Grim! He got all of it! Oh, no,
No.
60. Oh, my God. I was like, no way he did that.
No.
But still.
Glock entry.
It's a
double
perfect
Tech 9.
It's a perfect setup. It's a perfect setup for Liquid. That's what I meant. They have back default. They have ultimate on the perfect angle to like watch flashes go over, take contact after the first kill goes down off the side of the box.
In the words of Sixy, 1 by 1.
1 by 1.
And this is one of those rounds you're not supposed to win, but it puts Cole back in the lead. A Glock entry frag into double Tech 9 from Grim. So shout out Grim to make the most of the moment.
Well, that's one way to win a round. This should have actually been so easy for Liquid based on their A setup. They weren't playing vacant. They were playing waiting for an attack to come in. And you can see from Ultimate's POV.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
That's why it looked like Grim got those kills, because I knew he started shooting at default.
Nice head armor!
Yeah, but for real.
That Glock don't give a damn.
Sixy says, tread lightly.
There's a little Easter egg in this game. I think it's a cool little ode. Nyx's AK-47, he plays with no skin
Okay.
and a single Elige sticker. Just like Elige. No skin shout out.
Cool. Love that.
So, if you're from the United States of
He's
America,
doing him proud, man. I think so.
yeah, Elige has got to be your inspiration. Elige on phase. Oh, it still just sounds so good.
Stewie's my inspiration.
Oh, that's fair. You're mine.
I like Americans better.
Twist's opening kill. He's got head armor this time.
Yeah. Let's go A again.
And as they go charging forward, obviously heard by Donut, and fast on the reaction here from Nerds to just peel 60 off it. He's supposed to be sending out util. They'll put a smoke down front, Donut. Can they make much of this? I mean, the pressure here for the CTs should be immense. Spam battle goes the way of Grim. And JT finding that headshot threw this into Donut as Twist hits 50. Nerds active on that flank as ever. JKS maintains in the CT spawn, and Hulzerk's 8 HP. Nope, not gonna happen. 3 stand for Team Liquid. It's a quick burst out from Cole, and honestly, a wonderful back and forth in this game to keep it entertaining.
Definitely. I actually thought like Complexity were winning most of the duels there. And then all of a sudden, Liquid were still pushing in. We see Naf lose his spam battle, and it's like, oh, maybe they're losing control of the site. But no. Liquid were up material. Nerds, instead of fighting the Mad Donut, comes in from behind. Very sneaky of him to push through elbow. And they're sort of quietly working the body here throughout this entire site exec. Round 11. And the buy coming in, well, it's definitely a bit better here for Liquid. But I wouldn't call it bad for Complexity. They've done more with less.
Capable, for sure. 60 keeps the extra 1,000. Could have been a MAC 10, technically, but we'll see if it's worth it in the follow-up.
HE's have been amazing.
Naf trying to flash behind him, goes in for the swing. MAC 10 drive-by. JKS has gone unnoticed. That's 2 players beyond the flames. Ooh, Ultimate slides back up short. We've got ramp pressure still coming at the site. Hulzer tapped out by Nerds.
What's
Beautiful
happening?
rifle play. CT sliding up and slaying.
They didn't go by default. They got one guy on the site. That was Nafly. His flash was a little bit too high. It was like an after image flash, and they weren't really blinded by it. And JKS was like, okay, you're not even going to notice me now. They probably thought one was in cave. I'm not sure if it was mollied, but he just bided his time. ultimate as well. Let them run by. That was definitely a good example of not getting freaked out.
Saving that last $1,000 is why 60's playing with a Galil here in round 12 of the half. And it's worth it, but we get that ramp push down from JKS, applying pressure out from Cave comes Twist, and Team Liquid really just keeping that dial cranked.
These
Poor
micro
Complexity,
moments.
not able to really catch much, not able to catch their breath until now. Minute 20. Halzerk on 100 health, 60 on 8. Looks to join him inside of this A site, carving a path forward for the bomb in the hands of Halzerk at the moment. Smoke on CT lane is good. We'll see how much Ultimate wants to respect this. A well-placed nade's going to kill 60, that's for sure. But he's probably thinking more about the planter. So Halzerk, he can afford to take this damage. Not that it's going to leave him in an ideal state. 60 stuck in on Big Box, last man, 1v4. And it would have to be an ace 1v4 at that. I like the reposition as he gets over towards Donut in anticipation of the next peaks, but Ultimate's going to make sure he won't escape, and that's a 7-5 half Team Liquid. Beautiful back and forth there. Complexity trying to go tit for tat, but they trail by 2. Three-round start for Complexity and real challenges sprinkled in throughout that for Liquid to deal with, but Liquid handled those tests well. 2 additional rounds added to the count. We've got Liquid swapping to the T-half now. It's another great performance out of Nertz, who was a part of that trio back on map 1, but now it's JKS Mohan also having some fun. Nice to see
Yeah, true.
duo of Nerds and JKS up there at the top of the charts.
He hasn't been having much fun lately, so that's definitely, that was brought up in the comms as well. JKS, you won this event twice. Swing. Oh, and 60. Good performance from him so far.
Twists able to recover something here. Nix buys his time, and that's
so
going to look
sharp.
clean as need be. His double kill is just simple taps into the side of Twists and Naf. And ultimate half health 1v4, unlikely. You got all the time in the world, though. Show us what you've got. You know you've got one pinned in the corner. You know there's one on long. There's that eventual flank to come through, but it's very passively sat back. So Nick's going to slide out a little further and triple kill in the pistol to keep this nothing but a one-round game.
That was a big Knicks play. It was great from the corner. They didn't see him, and then you see how clean his aim is. Like he never freaks out in moments like this, and helps out a ton for 60 to get the first kill, even if he gets traded right away. Where'd you learn that? Welcome to. I was gonna say Cloud9, but a bit late for that.
XMP9 on the ramp hold, falters. Yeesh, Cave player dies with nothing. They were able to convert fully on the first half, but now they're dropping. And JT triple to recover. The bomb is on ultimate. He peeks out and taps down one, but the trade from Halzerk's right there on the edge of smoke. And we go Naf versus Halzerk for momentum at the start of the second half.
Okay, he's got to camp this bomb out. Doesn't know where Nafly's coming in from. If Nafly waits long enough, then he at least makes Halzerk think it could be the flank, and that's his goal. And it looks like he's done that. Halzerk is definitely just doesn't want to get caught off guard right now, which is sometimes the most difficult test. But I'm telling you, Nafly is the kind of guy to understand what he's going to try to do in this position.
Is that why he's going to watch
I think
climb
so.
out?
I think he literally knows that Halzerk went to go check that flank, and if he doesn't see him here and now, yeah.
Oh
man,
my Nafly.
Yeah. He's just the timing god in that sense.
Oh, that's dirty.
He can come back, plant on defaults. I don't think he even needs to really push through. Yeah.
Obviously, the threat of Cave will be on Naf's mind. But let's see how he figures this out. He has already been in Halzerk's head the first challenge.
And if he waits longer, Halzerk actually has to think maybe he's gone to mid again.
He'll circle back up, smoke off the Cave. That's his way to stop
wait
this.
a second.
Yeah, misreads. Read it the first time, but Halzerk able to adapt.
Oh, that's surprising. After the initial play. I mean, it's great from Halzerk, just sits there, but yeah, that's...
Hey, give credit where it's due, man.
Yeah.
Like, Naf read that so well. You set it up perfectly. He gets the tap, and he really thought he would have committed to the Cave, or at worst, gone elsewhere. But, dude, wrap back around long.
It would have been in a pickle if someone jumped through that cave smoke, so wanted to have vision.
Maybe miscom? Who knows? Grim goes swinging for it, as will 60. Flashbang finds him. That's going to force them to disengage from that early ramp aggression, you'd think, but 60 actually comes down here for second servings, and he finds himself out and exposed.
That's, doesn't have Nyx in that spot. Still all these T's alive. CT's had mid control. Maybe that was a little too over-eager.
It's also one thing to try and find contact over the box, but to take a step past it, to expose yourself to the player up close. Now you've given an AK over, or M4, excuse me. Team Liquid just going to hit the pause button here in a 4v3 advantage.
The smoke actually does nothing, and in fact, will give the CTs more confidence it's B, because he has window. JT's coming in to check this, but I feel like you just don't tell your teammates to move in this spot. This is a moment where you don't want to throw a fake if you're not going to guarantee no one's watching.
Incendiary down, the jump up has happened.
Wait, he was spotted, right? No, he wasn't, I guess.
Goes unnoticed. Where's push down through the smoke? Where are you going, bud? Nertz realizing bomb site's been compromised. If he comes back into the site, Nick's back there to kill him. Ultimate. Ooh, 1v3 almost, but JT's there to help through smoke. TC, sigh of relief. Complexity able to hang on for that 3-0 start in the second half.
Nice to see him winning situations like that. I was so surprised Nertz didn't jump by and notice anybody in the cutout, but okay. Got attack timeout now. The game is officially close. Gotta say, Complexity are taking it seriously, but they also seem to be having fun throughout. But this one's really not fun for Liquid, I think, to think about playing this match today. The VRS implications if they end up losing.
Oh yeah.
I think they're quite happy to be up a map. But we even saw, you know, Heroic in their last two series going 1-2. They were hopeful at one point in that game too.
Progressing to stage 2 of IEM Katowice has probably never felt more important to Team Liquid. With as many invitations that hinge on them being in the top 12 come the cutoff on Monday. Currently ranked 11th, with number 13 and 14 already moving forward in 3D Max and Gamer Legion. You're watching the closest pack of competitors thrive. Time to do it yourself. Can they? With ultimate solo AK. No. Hits the ground to Halzerk. Wide swing from Nyx. Gets punished by the tech, but Sixy's here to help. And we get that climb up out of Grim. So
nice.
Keeping pressure on Liquid from both ends. Flushes Twists out of the cave. And it's a great chance to recover even further.
Now we're cooking with gas. Complexity. This is a super solid round. Finally, an anti-eco that doesn't even come close. They've had a couple of 1v3s end up in 1v1s, and then the day is saved. But they didn't make money on those rounds.
No money.
No money.
JKS, though, you could climb up and pop Grim in the head. There he is.
No one saw that?
No, none of your teammates called that?
Oh, maybe it was slightly behind the wall as well.
He's lost the element of surprise now. Everybody looking at him. And an impossible climb up as Sixy racks up a few frags this round. 2 to Grim, 2 to him.
Spread the wealth.
And a 2-round lead because of this 4-round streak. That's both pistols fully converted for Complexity. You know, all things point to, at the very least, a competitive game. The formula is in place. And Sixy leading the charge, need I add. 13 kills, top of the scoreboard for Complexity. We had already seen these moments of brilliance from Nyx that could lead you to believe in his potential.
Yeah.
Nice to see that, you know, with literally elimination looming, Sixy's getting a chance to shine here on Ancient.
Yeah. Again, it's something to be good in scrims. It doesn't matter looking in from the outside how good someone plays in scrims. Lots of people have been scrim heroes in history. But for the player themselves, it's really nice to say, okay, at least I know I can play well versus the best teams in that setting. And Sixy has referenced that. He's feeling confident for that reason. I think that's incredibly valid. So he said he's just got to do it now on the stage. And he's not looking shaky here on Ancient. Just one moment or two, maybe an overextension.
Oi! Run boost into the second, into your own Molotov.
Not only do you want to die, but you want to do it fast.
Thrust into your own incendiary.
No, wait.
Who put that there? Oh, shit. It's a little awkward for Grim here. 5v4 for Liquid. They'll lap that up.
Yeah, this gets a little scary.
Yeah.
Everything to do with JT now. Ooh, going for the smoke. That's not going to stop him.
Incendiary gets disrespected here by Twists. These are the 2 smoke grenades thrown out by Nertz. And Twist's going to take up a comfortable position until that frag grenade exposes him, but it exposes so many that all of a sudden, CT's got too many targets to shoot at. T's come out 3 versus 2 at the moment. Of course, there's this long con here from NAF that'll eventually find a chance to strike. Again, the newcomers of complexity in another 2vx. NAF disengages, bomb sprinting over. 60 still magnetized towards Nerds because he's the one puffing his chest with those shots from sight. So you got to go for the fight that you can be offered. And he's going to realize right here, right now, he has been outdone.
Nice, beautiful round, guy. Nice. Sick fucking look.
It was pretty excellent. I think JT's not one to criticize JT's nade usage there, but he had a molly as well, right? So I guess, yeah, this is Grim going right into his own Molotov, which is one way to start the round. But then JT using the smoke to block when the full exec is coming out, you know, and like he's obviously not going to block that. You might as well let him out, take the fight, or you know, you could throw a molly down and dip out into the donut smoke. I think that does a bit more. But maybe he didn't have one. I might have
I thought he did both, but I thought the incendiary was second.
Yeah.
And we see what Twist did, gets that deep position on site with the nerd smokes, and then that's what exposes Halzerk to 3 players.
Yeah. We can see the flash trails too, so it looks like obviously it's an exact, maybe not from his perspective.
Here goes Grim, MP9. Nice unannounced contact play here from Liquid. That's the bomb there as well, escorted by 2. No mid control for Complexity as they were hoping something would hit the B site instead.
That's an excellent tempo call from Liquid. I mean, it preys on an open wound versus a team who are economically desperate. I mean, even them saving the guns into this next round is actually not a great thing. If you have a repeat of that same situation, it's going to be just as hard for Complexity to get back into it, and that spreads the defense extremely thin. Now, Liquid don't know what kind of guns they're going up against because they haven't seen most of them, but even the one sign of Grim on the MP9 will tell them. That's literally the perfect way to win this round. I mean, if you got all 5 kills, sure, but this is a spot where you save 5 and you force them to play with SMGs again.
Tying up all the while.
Ultimate dies. Oh, JKS.
Oops.
Oops. And as much as you want to say next round, let's worry about the A site, they simply are just not heavily staffed enough to do it, you know, to cover everything. So 3 go into the A site to begin. And Grim will just pick up the 5-7 this round. Make sure the money still looks right for round 20.
Oh, Twist catches JT out.
Yeah.
2 rounds now. It's just this like forward-facing T presence that the CTs are just like 2 seconds behind, and 2 seconds obviously makes a world of difference in a round of CS. Twist turned back from Donut. Grim about to have his hands full. 5-7's gonna have to go massive. Halzerk trying to hang on to his half of the site, but both players here falling. 60 slides up, MP9 in hand, and Twist's gonna draw him ever forward.
You have to run from MP9s now.
Yeah, bomb is gone.
Oh my god.
As Nafri engages, yeah, that bomb starts to spread. There was a little stutter step.
Gun is so strong, man.
The MP9?
Yeah, like that's so insane. I mean, even seeing Twist just dive back, it's the MP9, he can hear it in front of him inside a donut. Like, it doesn't actually make sense to take that duel anymore. This position's already lost, obviously, for Complexity with Liquid holding mid control, the bomb having a way to get back around. They were great about that on Inferno as well, keeping options open. But, yeah. Like, Nyx actually made this Galil look like the worst gun by far. I'm not crazy, right?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Terrorists win.
What's up with Twist Pinky?
What happened?
You didn't see that thing, did you?
No, I didn't. Missed it.
That thing's flying.
It's just a classy guy.
Just a classy guy, dude. Always boggles my mind sometimes, like, you know, just the setup, like the curvatures of people's arms sometimes, or just sometimes mouse grips. Like, I never really noticed the real difference in mouse grips and all the different styles of mouse grips and all the lectures that are out there about strengths and weaknesses of different grips.
Yeah, I mean, look, Zywoo, Twist, Donk all have the same mouse grip, where their palms aren't on the actual mouse pad.
Is there a name for
They're
that?
the best aimers in the world.
Is there a name for that?
It's just like an advanced claw grip. Like, instead of just claw where your palm's on the mouse and your fingertips are on the
around the
mouse,
edges, yeah.
your palm's just higher up on top. But
Call that UFO claw.
yeah, okay.
Floating claw.
Martian claw.
Floating claw. Striking tiger. Liquid back in the lead. Ooh, looks nice. Complexity on some real guns for once. Ooh, nice grenade comes out of Nyx, and that just activates Twist. He's going to try to run him down. He will do so straight up in his face. 60 peels away, eating flashbangs all the while, but he connects with the headshot, and that's where his attempt to hold this ends. But where his ends, Hulzerk starts. Traded after the one as JT comes through with impact off smoke again. 2v2, bomb back, and able to retreat it. More than a minute still.
Just like Inferno, options open into the mid and late rounds, and here's a 2v2 where it's such a great lead for JKS to be able to get in through Donut, and we've got Complexity chasing Ghosts. They are just hoping that it's a prolonged B take, and there's someone here who's still waiting for a push. And as they take all this time to clear it out, JKS can get really advanced positioning. I mean, depends how far he wants to go. But if I'm JKS, I would assume they're coming back already. Not that they're this far committed.
I mean, y'all on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. This is definitely going to burn a lot of time off the clock.
Forces
Let's see if
them
they
to
get
sprint.
two kills at once, though. It is going to be a double donut.
No kit. It's going to have to be fast, and you'd think that Ultimate just sets up JKS.
But JKS, is he covering Ultimate properly?
Ooh, here it comes. Oh, does Ultimate need help? Yes. But with JKS having the element of the surprise, back turn to him, this is a free frag for JKS, barring a mechanical error. Oh, like that!
Oh my god, barring what?
Turned on. JKS turned off.
Oof.
Barring
A mechanical error.
Error.
You know what? That was Ultimate when he snuck into that spot. They would have... There's no way they think that somebody else is there because they don't trade instantly.
Of course.
So the play actually works out with Ultimate getting one kill.
10-10 off the back
It
of that.
happens. I was talking about Grimm's 180 sprays.
Uh-huh.
And how good they could
that's
be
true,
on Inferno. Well, there's a good example.
Yeah, nice to see him turn it around, because on Inferno it wasn't that clean. Nertz, down to 4 HP, and still he's got a little bit of vision. That could set up Twists nicely, but the defense is gone. Back into Donut, all three players. You know, I think we've seen a lot of success coming out of this T approach when it comes to main. And for the moment, they just posture up. How disruptive do Complexity want to get?
This one's everything for Complexity, man.
They're going to go for the push.
They got to take that.
It's Naf holding the angle. JKS in the corner. Distraction served by Ultimate as he comes back. How many are going to swing?
Oh!
Right into Grim they go. JKS and Naf slaughtered. JT turns. Double kill for him. And cold lead 11-10.
Unbelievable. After that one small mistake, Complexity now have the chance to take map point first. It seems impossible. What happened last round is what has been happening to Complexity for the past 2 years, okay? Finally, the Lady Luck swings back into their favor, and they can maybe take that and run with it. The potential to bring this into map 3.
Money's still strong for Liquid. Buys keep coming. Back into mid with numbers. Met by a flash, but no resistance behind that. And a wave of grenades over towards B site that eventually Liquid leak through. Hulzerk finds first blood. That's Twist dead. 60. Again, man, running these risky moves down ramp, but he at least brings Nerds down, confirms 2 others with bomb, and that's going to open up the door for the rotate. However, JKS catching Hulzerk off guard from the top of red, reopens middle.
Again, it's JKS who's actually kept the options open.
But they do go for the A main push all the while. And Grim has been the kingpin.
No smoke here. So
these last 2 rounds, man, Grim's been key, and he's drawn back. JKS looks to get revenge locked on him.
Look at the open retake sites here. They're coming in for main donut as well as CT.
This is going to occupy Naf back towards mid in a moment, but Nyx drops the ball. Tease back in with the edge. Liquid going to fight tooth and nail to keep this close. It's another tied game. JKS gets his.
We see JKS, you know, for the most part this game is like leading the way, having so many big moments, and then one huge miss, and suddenly Complexity are back in the game. But as soon as we switch over to the next round, look what happens. It's JKS taking mid control, keeping the A side as an option in the back pocket for his teammates to rotate over to. That's been the biggest problem for Complexity. That's what's netted Liquid most of their wins. That I want to say Nap had given away his full shadow playing from that position, and yet somehow still won his duel. That's the NAF classic. So it'll take all the rounds here on Ancient to see if Complexity will give us a third. And they force down on this buy. Sixy has $1,000
again
left over, yeah.
Oh, through and around, and still it's not enough. Grim sent to his death, soaring forward in the mid-hold. At the very least, JT will recover with one frag. But it is control of middle here for Liquid. Nertz has been lights out. 22 kills so far on Ancient. Disengages from the donut contact. And twists. He's going to catch Sixy, trying to push forward, trying to get something done again. Always trying to pick up the mantle, the responsibility of getting info and kills on B. Now this time starting to fall apart. Halzerk on his adventure ended early. 4v2 for Liquid, looks comfortable for 12. And they'll hang on to the cave, allowing Nyx to walk into his death. Liquid look calm as Complexity start to panic.
Yeah, every T cross, every I dotted here for Liquid on this default. And suddenly it feels like there was never any chance. The full investment for Complexity ends with this kill for Alive for Liquid as they touch 12 first. And I think I certainly would have felt bad for them if it didn't go this way, considering the types of rounds they won in the second half. Definitely cheering for a third map and for Complexity after, you know, what they've shown us in a debut. I think they could have earned it for sure, but I feel like this game of CS is just an overall too strong for Liquid, even as compared to Inferno.
You know, this is a Liquid... Go on.
Still a chance, however, obviously on this last round, but it's a total force down with nothing.
Yeah, way less than even the last. You know, Grim gets sent in with an M4. MP9's out there on the field. Really needed to be him, perhaps, but led to his death swiftly. This time, Liquid could take over middle. Complexity won both pistols in this map. They converted fully for 7 rounds between the two halves. Yeah. And that's why I said this should become a tight game. It's all roads leading to something competitive, and Liquid have survived that test.
They've even gotten ecoed once or twice, so not been an easy game.
Now they'll cool off here, surely understanding that they've got Complexity where they want them.
They've taken very measured gunfights versus these MP9s and countered them quite well, actually.
But you say that, suddenly you start approaching Cave, where an MP9 and a Desert Eagle seems like an even fight.
Yeah, we are down to 1 molly on Nafly. That's really important for Cave.
Defense with no utilities.
And he's actually at the bottom of Banana.
No kit.
Can't molly.
Is just not as well equipped as they would hope for. It's a reality of their situation. MP9 in the corner. It's just the one and done. There's the Deeg. There's JT's Deeg. X Factor from Nyx, perhaps. Where is his impact? JT able to press out just along the cave, but this ramp walkout gets caught. A little more damage out of the Deagles, but then they both fall. And so, a massive 1v3 demanded here of Grim. He has tried his damnedest. That denial of JKS is why this could remain close as we go the distance in round 24. But with no kit, he's got to act fast. And it is AKs on him already. Ultimate will be the first challenge, supported by this long support. And so they're going to chase him down. Into the cave he'll run. There is no escape from this. There is no escaping the elimination in Katowice. Complexity fall as Liquid take their first successful step. It is a recovery after that upset against Heroic. Dare I say it, they need this.
It's a great game to watch here from Complexity's perspective as well as Liquid's. I think, as you pointed out, they won this map the hard way without the pistols.